welcome to our home. My name is Robert W. Smith, and this is my wife, Susan L. Smith.
Hello.
We're glad you could be with us as we introduce you to the Expressions music curriculum. Today, we're going to be talking specifically about band expressions, orchestra expressions, and jazz expressions. Let's go up to my office and we'll get started. I'd like to take just a few minutes to share with you the secondary components of the Expressions music curriculum. Specifically, I'm speaking about band expressions, orchestra expressions, and jazz expressions. These methods are those components of the curriculum that are going to be introduced to your customers, those practicing teachers who are the lifeblood of our industry. I hope you'll stay with us as we talk about these methods in much greater detail. And hopefully from our experience together, you'll have a much better understanding of all the wonderful new things that Expressions brings to education. A basic philosophical premise behind the entire Expressions music curriculum is that we believe that lifelong involvement in music is achieved through the skills and knowledge outlined in our national standards for music education. Now, I know that you're very familiar with the 9 content standards, but let me share with you how we have folded those standards into strands. In our lesson sequence, our students have the opportunity to perform. Through performing, they're going to sing and play, alone and with others, a varied repertoire of music. They're going to have the opportunity to create, which means they're improvising, they're composing, and they're arranging for different types of ensembles depending upon the classroom setting. They're going to respond. By responding, they're going to be listening to model performances, not just through recordings, but also to their own performances. And they'll have the opportunity to evaluate those listening experiences. And through that evaluation, they're dealing at the highest level of Bloom's taxonomy. And finally, they'll have the opportunity to connect, not only across the arts, but to our communities through history and through culture. I am thrilled to share with you that the Expressions music curriculum has been based from the standards. In other words, our standards are used as a framework for the entire lesson sequence. Band, orchestra, and jazz expressions share many common features which are part of the entire Expressions music curriculum. Let's take a closer look at a few of these common elements. The Expressions methods feature prescriptive lessons. You know, in the past, traditional methods have included lines of music with teaching tips and strategies, and we as teachers were asked to improvise our lessons during the delivery. The Expressions methods feature complete lesson plans, lessons which have been sequenced point by point, bullet by bullet, giving the master teacher an overview of the objectives of the day, and maybe even more importantly, giving the developing teacher a step-by-step approach to ensure that the musical skills and concepts of the day are delivered succinctly and efficiently. The lesson structure of the Expressions methods is divided into 3 unique parts. First, we focus the lesson. We prepare our students for the learning of the day. Secondly, we develop the lesson by delivering the new material, those objectives, those concepts that are so crucial to their future development. And finally, we close or finish the lesson. In other words, we tell them what we just taught them. The Expressions vision is based upon the premise of conceptual teaching. In other words, if we teach our students large musical concepts and then show them how to apply those concepts in any musical setting, our teaching is more effective and their enjoyment of music and the total aesthetic experience is complete.
Throughout each of the methods, there are teaching tips on how to teach specific concepts. For instance, as we make the register change on the clarinet, specific tips for how to make that happen in the classroom. We feel like this is very important, and it's in each component of the Expressions music curriculum. From Percy Grainger to John Philip Sousa to Bizet, students have the opportunity to read about important composers and either play their music or listen to music in the classroom. We know that kids today are visual learners, and if we can use art connections to help reinforce those concepts, musical concepts they've learned in our classrooms, they'll grasp the concepts even more. Students have to be able to listen to model recordings, to know what their instrument sounds like, or to be able to emulate an ensemble sound. So throughout each of the methods, there are opportunities for the students to listen to wonderful ensembles and individuals modeling their instruments.
One of our greatest challenges and responsibilities as teachers, yet one of our greatest hurdles to overcome as perpetuators of the art of music, is assessment. How do we measure, how do we gather, and how do we report data regarding our students' progress to parents, colleagues, administrators, and legislators? We, through the Expressions music curriculum, have been very fortunate to have the time and the talents of Dr. Timothy S. Brophy, the assessment author for the entire curriculum. Dr. Brophy has met with each and every authoring team, has read each and every lesson, and embedded those assessments and the tools in each lesson. With this in mind, our students were able to measure their progress, were able to guide our future instruction based upon what we are learning today from their past experiences. From formative to summative, informal to formal, assessment is now a reality in the music classroom. How do we extend the art of music for our students into the home environment? In the Expressions methods, we do it with the at-home assignments, specifically band at home, orchestra at home, and jazz at home. Provide a structured sequence for our students to not only enrich the experiences they've had in the classroom, but to perform for their family and friends. When we have connected music into our students' daily life, we have truly been a success. Curricular pacing is a challenge we face each and every day in our rehearsal rooms. How many times have we as teachers reached a point in the semester where we're on line 63 and then realize there's a concert coming up, and so we may push through some additional lines of music in order to get to the concert material? I ask you, what have we glossed over? And maybe what have we lost? With that said, how do we ensure that a student who's in the band room is progressing at the same rate with the same musical concepts as that student who is in the orchestra room, knowing that the two students are going to meet in what is known as the full orchestra? The Expressions vision includes curricular pacing, dealing with conceptual learning and the implementation of that learning through our classroom schedules. The common elements of band, orchestra, and jazz expressions extend well beyond what we've been able to cover in this short segment. Features such as the website, the teacher's resource guide, are invaluable resources that warrant your further investigation. Band, orchestra, and jazz expressions also feature many unique elements that are most appropriate to that particular instrumental setting. For example, Band Expressions features an entire sequence to the percussion family. The percussionists in our bands are introduced, experience the skills necessary to play concert percussion, keyboard percussion, timpani, whirl drums or hand drums, and yes, even drum set. In addition, you're going to find well-known supplemental names such as the Treasury of Scales, 101 rhythmic rest patterns, and the art of trumpet, the art of clarinet, the art of flute, what we call the art of playing. In addition, Michael Story and I have combined our talents to bring to you a collection of 9 full concert band arrangements and compositions for your final semester's performances. We know you're going to enjoy all of the very unique elements of Band Expressions. Orchestra Expressions features a 4 fingers down start to ensure proper hand position. And by the way, the bass does begin in 3rd position. Orchestra Expressions also features the equal and simultaneous development of both hands. You're going to see in those initial units, the left-hand side of the page works on the left hand. The right-hand side of the page works on the right. In addition, there are full arrangements as provided by Sandra Dachau for your concert performances. Finally, there's a wonderful Sandra Dachau arrangement of Handel's The Royal Fireworks at the end of Orchestra Expressions. It's a spectacular arrangement for string orchestra. But what is very unique is that at the end of Band Expressions, there's a wind arrangement, wind and percussion arrangement by Sandra Dachau of The Royal Fireworks. It's an equally effective vehicle for the concert band, but the true power and majesty of Handel's great work comes when you put the orchestra and the band together. And at the end of the very first year of instruction, we have the first full orchestra. Jazz Expressions features an entire collection of jazz standards, and those standards are taught in the traditional way. As was taught by the great jazz masters, our students hear it, they sing it, and then they play it. In addition, Jazz Expressions features an easy-to-teach sequence to improvisation, ensuring that our students become fluent in the art and language of jazz. Jazz Expressions also recognizes that our rhythm section, the nucleus of our jazz ensembles, features students that may have come from different backgrounds. For example, the drummer may have come from the band room. The bass player may have come from the orchestra room. The pianist, the guitarist may have come from private study or perhaps a classroom instruction situation. Jazz Expressions not only recognizes that, but sequences the formation of the rhythm section through rhythm section close-ups. Finally, Jazz Expressions allows us to develop a jazz vocabulary for all. And yes, for all does include strings. It includes woodwinds other than just saxophones. It does include those brass instruments not traditionally associated with the jazz ensemble. Jazz Expressions, a totally new approach to jazz education. The components of band, orchestra, and jazz expressions are much different than anything we've ever presented in the world of methods. The Teacher's Edition is comprised of 4 unique and separate volumes, each correlated by quarter. These volumes contain detailed and scripted lesson plans to accompany the lines of music, ensuring that the lesson sequence is appropriate, both in terms of pedagogical sequence and in terms of content, to ensure our student success. The Expression student books are extremely unique. The first thing you'll probably notice is the full color printing. Students have the opportunity to see fine art, to see composer portraits, to see graphics of each and every type as it comes to life right before their eyes. Quite frankly, these are beautiful books. The Teacher's Edition includes a teacher's CD set. This lesson-sequenced set of CDs brings real listening experiences, model performances for our students that are correlated to each and every lesson. In addition, accompaniment tracks are provided for student performance. These accompaniment tracks are played by real musicians in authentic styles in very real ways. Each student book contains a student accompaniment CD. You're going to find that students have the opportunity to experience multiple styles of music, multiple ensembles, real orchestras, real jazz ensembles, real bands, real rhythm sections as they bring their music to life. Students will be thrilled to not just play along with these CDs, but to perform with these CDs for their family and their friends. The combined experience of our Expressions authors represents centuries of classroom teaching experience. Their combined expertise has been packaged together in one single resource guide. We call it the TRG, the Teacher's Resource Guide. I think you're going to find it to be an invaluable resource, one that is packaged in such a way for you to be able to take it with you to the classroom or to actually use it in your office on the bookshelf as a resource guide. Each secondary component of the Expressions curriculum also includes DVD and video segments to enhance the classroom learning experience. These short clips allow students to do many wonderful things that normally would not be possible in our classrooms. For example, during our recruiting efforts, wouldn't it be wonderful for our students to be able to project themselves into the future, to recognize that they can play in multiple instrumental ensembles, and that music truly is for life? It's very important that our band students recognize that they cannot just play in a band, but they have the opportunity to play in a jazz ensemble and an orchestra. It's very important for our students to be able to project themselves through multiple styles of music. DVD and video brings that into the classroom at a time when it is most crucial in the lives of our young students. The internet provides the Expressions music curriculum a medium to bring all types of resources to the teacher, to the student, and to the parent. I urge you to investigate the Expressions music curriculum website. I'd like to thank you for allowing us to share the Expressions music curriculum vision with you. I think as you begin to truly review band, orchestra, and jazz expressions in much greater detail and depth, you're going to find many more things, many more aspects that are so appropriate for you and for your customers. You know, it's those rare opportunities in our business when a product comes along that was created for all the right reasons, that finds that point of convergence between true music education, a need in the marketplace, and also, quite frankly, a need in our industry at this point in time. As you begin to truly investigate the Expressions product, I think you're going to see in much greater detail the wonderful fit between this product and your customer base. Why? Music education. Music education is our most important endeavor right now as an industry. Through Expressions and through you, we're creating the music consumer of tomorrow.